Good morning. We're talking to Ted Bly. He is the president of Accudyn, and they're launching their new building, their new facility here in Costa Rica at the Evolution Free Zone. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
Talk to us a little bit about what brings you to Costa Rica.
That's a very loaded question. Accudyn is a contract manufacturing business specializing in unique and complex assemblies and plastic components for a range of industries, especially the electronics and the medical technology spaces. We have facilities in the United States and Mexico, and as we evaluated our customers and the areas that we observed growth in North America, Costa Rica really stood out as a unique opportunity where the supply base is still growing, the customers and the OEMs are coming into the region at a very furious pace, and we wanted to be a part of the excitement that is occurring in this country right now.
Talk to us a little bit about the logistics of opening a new facility here. How welcoming has the government been in terms of bringing foreign investment, and just the overall approach to a new company installing themselves here in Costa Rica?
Yeah, absolutely. Like any expansion into a new country or a new area in general, there's a lot of complexities, there's a lot of things to learn about. The Costa Rican government and the organizations supported by the Costa Rican government, such as CINDE and Procomer, have been incredibly valuable for our success to get going here as fast and as successfully as we've had. They have been supportive of us helping to identify the right partners in the country for consulting support, legal support, accounting support, et cetera, to make sure that we've got the right people to help our business grow and be successful from day one. So I would say that the Costa Rican government and those agencies have been not just important, but vital to our ability to be successful here, especially as a smaller organization relative to the types of companies that are typically moving into the country.
Right. Accudyn, I was talking to the plant manager there, and he mentioned that currently there's about like 23 to 25 people working in the plant itself. Yep. It's a really big facility. Juan was also talking about the possibility of growth. Where do you see the future, medium term, long term, for Accudyn here in Costa Rica, especially in terms of employment?
So we have obviously ran through a lot of projections, and Accudyn has a global footprint already here with a facility in Mexico and in the United States, where we have north of 700 employees between those facilities, and we look at Costa Rica as being an area that we're going to expand very quickly. So yes, we have approximately 25 employees currently, but this facility and the growth that we're projecting and our ability to grow into this park and this space will afford us the ability to hire several hundred employees, assuming, of course, that we're successful in meeting our objectives and our mission.
Awesome. And then the other thing I wanted to ask you was about the exchange rate. You guys are literally opening this plant in Costa Rica at a time where, we've seen an unprecedented appreciation in the colon. How does that make you guys feel? Obviously this is a long-term project.
Yes.
And when you think of it long-term, I'm sure a few years isn't that big of a deal, but just curious to hear your thoughts on that.
So I'll be honest, operating a business in Mexico specifically gives a different and unique feeling of how to manage Forex exposure. The Mexican peso, for example, has been one of the most volatile currencies and a very difficult currency to plan, especially as a smaller business. So for us, moving into Costa Rica and understanding how to operate in this environment and understanding what we need to be doing for managing our colones exposure and what we're doing for managing the business in general, we feel very comfortable about the situation, and from our perspective, most of the risk and most of the concerns do not come from Costa Rica. It comes from the policies from the United States and different things that are going on in terms of the dollar. So from our perspective, we feel very strongly and confident about the policies and the stability of what we see with Costa Rica and just the overall financial picture. And it has had no bearing up to this point on how we approach investment or approach our business strategies.
That's really interesting, and I'm sure a lot of people will be relieved to hear that. Ted, anything else you'd like to add? Anything you're excited about this new plant that you want to share with us? Don Juan, the plant manager, was talking to us about the technology earlier. Really impressive. He was saying, it's pretty unique equipment to have here in Costa Rica.
Yeah, absolutely. So, in general, the reason why we are so excited about Costa Rica was when we began evaluating this presence. We saw there's a lot of OEMs, a lot of medical technology companies where they're making a finished product. They're not component manufacturers. Accudyn specializes in component manufacturing, and that supply base is not represented enough in Costa Rica. So for what we do, we feel as if we're really filling a gap in terms of both what the med tech and the non-medical spaces need in this region. And we're excited to today kind of show a glimpse of what our plans are in terms of our manufacturing build out and where we're going over the next several years. So yeah, we're overall just incredibly excited and feel very honestly humbled about the whole process and what we're doing down here and the response that we've had from both the general community as well as the local business community.
Great. Ted, well, congratulations again.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful building.
Appreciate it.
It's a great day to be opening this facility.
Yeah,
it's a great.
We're from up north, so typically there's a lot of snow, and actually there's quite a bit of snow at our home corporate headquarters location. So this is a welcome situation for us today, for sure.
Great. Ted, congratulations. Thank you.
Appreciate it.